Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am highly honored and elated to be here in your midst. You all really mesmerized me by what has been displayed here. I am actually short of words. You know, I need to commend the Commissioner for Basic Education once more. She has done marvelous things in the lives of our children in Anambra State. I mean, the anthem, they said all the, even the ones we have forgotten about, Nigerian anthem, the pledges and all that, including education anthem. That is amazing. Can you give the Commissioner a rousing applause? You have done an awesome job in our children. I wrote this book on my husband. I have read it over and over again. But I doubt if I'll be able to say some of the things there extempo. But these children have been able to do so much, even as much as having a quiz on the chapters and numbers and paragraphs on the book. That's a very good thing for our state. And based on this, Anambra has a wonderful future. Because I don't have any doubt in my mind that these children are capable and are able to take over from us. I am asked to read some paragraphs of this book. I'm actually asked to read, if you all have it, I think it's number 50, and it goes all the way to number 50, to page 51, and it goes as thus. The year was in 1986. I remember because my family just moved to a new apartment in Abuja, a suburb of Surulere area in Lagos State. From our former residence, in the same locality. At the time, I was working with Ikeja Hotels, which provided catering services to a number of companies, and I was attached to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation in Falomo, Ikoyi. The day I met Willie started like every ordinary day. Nothing supernatural happened to predict the events of the day. No dream, no vision, or any such thing. That morning, just like I did every other morning, I walked out of our street to the main road to catch a bus to work. And I noticed these 5 gentlemen in suits standing at the bus stop. Beyond their number and the fact that they were well dressed, nothing really stood out about any of them. Well, you would have needed to look closely to notice anything. So let's just say I wasn't really interested. And even if I was, in those days, you didn't show it. I'm sure you all understand, people in my age understand what I'm saying. You just keep a straight face and pretend that you didn't care. So there I was minding my own business when one of them walked up to me and said, "Good morning, lady." And that's typical of my husband. "Good morning, lady." And I was thrown off balance, to say the least. And in my mind, I wondered what kind of a man would consider making advances at a lady early in the morning. myself, this man looks like a gentleman, but he's far from being one. He must be a Casanova who believes that every woman would fall at his feet. After I had regained my composure, some moments later, I responded calmly to his greetings. He then asked where I was off to, and I told him I was on my way to work. The next thing I knew, he reached into his pocket and handed me his complimentary card. He introduced himself as Willie. That's the way, his word, Willie. And requested that I call him sometime. We shook hands and he went off. Of course, I never intended to call him. I only accepted his card out of courtesy. Destroyed it no sooner than I had settled into a box. I took it for a chance meeting and wasn't going to see him again. I was wrong. After that first encounter, I began to take regular notice of them and the sharp five, as I call them. As I christened them, of course. They would be at the bus stop at about the same time every day, waiting to board the same staff bus. It was a Texaco branded bus. So I figured that that was where they worked. Willie's business card has also indicated this. Each morning as I approached the bus stop, I would look out for them to know where they were standing. Let me land. I would look out for them to know where they were standing and try to stay out of their view until they left. I did this successfully for a few days. And then one morning after I had watched their staff bus leave, I noticed someone creep up behind me, and my heart paced. It was Willie, and there was no hiding place from him this time. Apparently, he suspected that I was avoiding him, and after a few days of looking without success, he decided that he would stay back and seek me out. I did find his gesture to be quite cute, and I admired his doggedness. And so we became friends, just friends. From brief chats at the bus stop, we began to speak a lot more frequently. Soon enough, we were learning new things about each other, and he told me that one of his relatives was married to a man from Obunike, my hometown, which was, of course, and as it turned out, it was my uncle, my mom's immediate elder brother. He was referring to his wife. So as our friendship grew, I realized how wrong I was in my initial assessment of him. Willie was a perfect gentleman. Yes. And he still is. Beneath his exterior, there was a tender, patient, devoted, gardener. He allowed our relationship to develop, just as a plant in the soil. The more we nurtured it with enriching conversations, the more it blossomed. And as I got to know him better, I began to appreciate the kind of man he was and still is. Easygoing, down to earth, very blunt, very precise. He doesn't miss words when he wants to tell you something. He goes straight to it. He doesn't try to paint it. He doesn't try to phrase it to suit you. He just says it the way it is. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my amazing husband. My wonderful husband. My one and only. The man that has held this hand for 32 years. 30 years officially. And I can't ask for more. I am getting a little emotional. So I think I'll end it here. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate this gathering. I mean, with what I see, it means you are really doing well, and a lot of people are beginning to learn and imbibe and hold on strongly to reading, because reading is everything. You read to learn, you read to make yourself happy, you read to get to know what life is all about, what is obtained everywhere. Now we have social media, we have televisions, but you still need to cultivate the habit of reading. It goes a long way in our lives. So I thank you all so very much. My special thanks also goes to the Reading Association of Nigeria, under the able leadership of Mrs. Mbanefo. I thank you all so much. May God bless all of you. May God bless Anambra State. May He bless you very special with the Federal Republic of Nigeria.